This box contains all the parts I need to fully modify my previous controller, the Radiomaster Pocket. Now, ignoring the fact that it has its FPV written all over it, that's not what's in this box. I will be showing you that shortly, but today we'll be turning my old stock radio into a fully modded, upgraded Radiomaster Pocket Pro Max. So I cannot wait to build this thing. I'm going to crack straight into all the parts that have arrived and I've put into this box. I'm going to crack straight into it and get this build done. Okay, so here I've taken out all the components in the box. Basically, to start off, we got some switches. Let me switching these out. The clicky buttons. We got some circuit board thingamajigs. These are to connect to the screen, which I'll be showing you in a sec. Some ribbon cables. Wires. I think this is 7-pin wires, and this is the OLED screen, 2.42-inch screen. I'll be showing you that in a bit. And here we have all the 3D printed parts, some hardware. The 3D printed parts I've printed from my printer, Bamboo Lab A1, and I'm currently printing some Bando boots for the BJ5. So I'm gonna crack straight into this controller, rip it apart, take the screen out. Do it. I need to somehow mount my phone up here. I don't know how. Damn it. So, the screen here. Okay, so this screen, this is a 2.24-inch OLED SPI monitor screen. It's a tiny little screen. 7-pin. It's got all the pin layouts on the side here. It does come with this little plug, but I won't be using this. I'm just going to solder them straight up to it. This is meant for a plug. And these other 7-pin cables I'm going to be definitely cutting up. These are way too long. So this is the wire ribbon cable. I'm going to be soldering this to the screen here, which is going to be very difficult. On the back actually. That, and then we're also going to be soldering up to this, both sides. So I'm just going to cut this wire to size. Does not need to be long at all. Okay, so this wire here is actually 8-pin. It's 8 wires. So I think we will rip one of these out because we obviously don't need 8 of them when we only got 7-pin. It's 1 to 7. So I think we will take out this one. Just use your nail. Just break it apart and pull it off. And that is that entire wire taken off. So now we have a 7-pin right here. So now we have to solder these to here. So what I'm going to do is have to strip these individual cables, pull them apart. I think it might be easier with tweezers.
5 hours later.
Okay, so we all got these separated and tinned. Now I'm going to try my best to solder it onto this, onto the screen. Okay, so we've all got this wired up now. We got all the wires going this way from 1 to 7. So the first pin is VSS. This is ground of logic circuit. Got VDD, power supply of logic, and then next we got serial clock input, serial data input. This is the reset pin right here. And we got data and command, which is the orange one. And then we got chip select. Chip select is the red one. So what we're going to be doing is wiring up this to this little board here. Now this, I'm pretty sure, this is an adapter. This is like a little ribbon adapter for the ribbon cable. So we can connect the screen up to the board. So we're soldering each one of these onto these specific pads. And on this side, this is where we're going to have our ribbon cable. Our ribbon cable is going to be going in here on one side like that, and it's going to be going into the controller That's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to be plugged in and wired up. Right, so I have came up with this. We have all the pins going here, and they all flow under this tape through to this adapter board. It's not the nicest soldering, it's not the cleanest, but as a first attempt I'm pretty sure it's good enough. I've checked them all, it should be fine. What I might do is with these solder joints here, I might just dab a little bit of 422C or Firmware coating, not only just because it strengthens the wires slightly. As you can see, there's already glue on here that used to hold them together. Once you peel that apart, they could become quite fragile. So I could use this, or in fact, what I might do is just to strengthen these wires a little bit, because they're a little bit fragile once you pull them apart, is get some T8000 glue and just dab it on here. Make sure it's nice and set right in those solder joints, just to strengthen them a little bit. Just like that. And now, while I let this dry, I just want to show you what I've done here. So I've drilled some screw holes in here where the screws should go. I've also cut out this slot, so that's going to have the screen and everything slide through there, and that's going to be sitting like that. Here is where we're going to be attaching this, screwing that on like that. Everything is going to go through there for these wire cutout slots. That's going to be in there just like that. And to cover up this hole, I've printed this little thing that's going to be going like that. But what I might do, because obviously you don't get it perfect first try, but I've slightly messed up this. When I was using a Dremel to cut this out, I just touched it on that and literally skimmed it on this, and it's cut that, but that's fine. I don't really care, because this is just a first attempt. These shells are cheap, they're pretty cheap, so I might just get another one and just do that one perfect if I can. It's not too bad for a first attempt. Obviously, if you take your time with it and go really careful, if you have the better tools, then it will be slightly easier. But for me, the only thing I had or found that could cut it is this massive Dremel. And when I was going in like that, you can see where this bit ended up scuffing that up, and when I was cutting it, I just must have went ding, cut that out. There's a little bit there. Obviously don't have the best tools, so I think in future it might be easier just to go straight in with these or something like this, but I found that pretty difficult. And then after, what I did was get some small files like this, just file it down like that until it fits perfect. You really want to be measuring it up against this. I hold this there and see where you need to cut. Also leave a little bit extras just so that black wire, the ribbon cable, could go through. Now, next modification I'm going to be doing to this is here, where you'd usually have this, the select button. I'm going to be changing it up ever so slightly, but in order to do so, we got to trim away these bits up here. So I think I will just go in with these and file it down afterwards. The pliers always help too. Just like that, and that's those bits shaved off. Now I'm going to file it down slightly. I might find a better one for that. I've got a small set of them, so I'm just going to find the one that matches perfect. Right, and there you go. I've cut that down completely, and that now allows us to be able to fit this little button in there perfectly, like that. And on the other side, it's going to be like that. So that all fits perfect. Now, next thing I'll be doing is this dry yet? Pretty much, yeah. So I got the screen here, and I got the back of it. Now I'm gonna screw the rest of these screws in all the way so they hopefully bite and hold the back on. If not, then we're gonna have to glue it. That works perfectly fine, yeah. Literally until it won't go anymore. And there we go, we've got the screen module right here. Oh yeah, that's gonna look cool. Nice, I like that. Okay, so now we got the front of the shell, and we got this printed piece. Now this bit, we're gonna want this way around. This is like a screen cover. This is a replacement for the old screen, so it's gonna sit like that. And then with the screen, slide that in like that. Or do I get the antenna in first? I think I might do that. Which means we're gonna have to crack into this one, take everything all apart, get the antenna out, put the antenna in here, and while I'm at it, I might even screw the brand new gimbals in. Now we want to unplug the connection cable between the two, like that. And then now from this, what we're after is the entire motherboard, the LRS unit, and the antennas, and some of the buttons and switches like these. Unplug the gimbals, and I will unplug the LRS unit and unscrew this. Hang on, I need a 1.5. Like that. Take those off and save those screws. Now we want to get this. We want to get this MMCX cable off. That's for the antenna. Now we want to take the whole antenna out. And the antenna looks like it's just clipped on at the moment. The LRS unit. I'm using something fairly soft, not anything that's going to snap it. I think you want to push these in. No, you know what? Scrap that. I'm going to take the whole motherboard out first. If you don't know what screwdriver I'm using the Linus Tech Tip screwdriver. I love this thing. One of my best buddies gave it to me. Comes with a load of bits. Great magnetic top. It's meant for building PCs and stuff, but it works great on this too. And the ratchet on this is lovely. Right now, before removing the motherboard, we just want to make sure everything is unplugged. So as you can see here, almost everything is unplugged. The last thing we have to do is unplug this ribbon cable right here. So you want to lift this up, and now that little black bit is lifted up. This simply should just slide out like that, and then we can hopefully, a good idea to unplug the SD card. you should be able to remove the entire motherboard now. Like that, there we go. That's the entire motherboard out. These buttons will fall out with it. And so did some more. The only other two things we need to get out of this is the speaker. So take the screws off of that. Oh, okay. So once all the screws are loosened, you take off the speaker mounting bracket and pull out the speaker too. Now the last thing we need to get out is the antenna. And I think a pair of pliers is going to be the easiest way. I have a feeling this is not going to come out very easily. Ah, got it. Just got it, nice. There we go, so that's the antenna up. And I can put this back in. Like that, into the new shell. There we go, that's that in. Nice. Now we can start throwing all the other stuff in, like the speaker. Speaker goes in like that. The mounting bracket goes in over the top of that. That goes over that. There we go, that's that. That's the speaker in. And now what we have here is the AG01 Nano CNC metal gimbals. These are nice, these are so much nicer than the stock plastic ones. Now I couldn't wait, so I've actually already opened these up. And here they are, they look amazing, brand new. They feel incredible. What I've already done to it though is I have taken the other screw out. That usually is another screw that is in right here, so this makes the throttle not be able to do this. It adds that thing so it bounces back, just like this one. This one will always bounce back, but I've taken the screw out on this one for the throttle and now it's just loose. They feel amazing, so I'm going to get these in straight away, just like that. Nice. Okay, what we will need out of here is all the screws that hold in the other ones, so I'm just going to rip those out quick. And there we go, we've got the screen in. I've not pulled the protective layer off yet, but I've screwed everything down. The antenna is obviously still loose. Now all that means we got to do is, what should we do next? Okay, so we have the motherboard here. And these SD and SA switches here, the little buttons, I obviously took the button off this one, but these are toggle buttons. They are nice, but I want to try these. These are switches from the Radiomaster Zorro controller. And what we're going to be doing is this little bracket here, we're going to have to snip it each side there and there. So that can come loose, and then we can desolder these 3 pins, pull off this switch. And the reason why we won't desolder this little cage thing and just snip it instead is because it's just easier to snip it, it's not needed anyway. Plus I think it looks cleaner with this, it doesn't really matter, it's personal preference. But then once we have this off, once we have the little button off, we'll swap it with the switch. Pretty sure we'll be soldering the red to the end pin and the black to the second pin, and this pin will now no longer be used, and the same for the other side. So I'm just going to get straight to cutting this off and desoldering it. Okay, so for soldering these switches, the red cable goes in the middle and the black one goes to the right side. So that's red in the middle and the black to the side. Same on this one. Red in the middle, black to the right side. So I'll be getting that sorted on right now. Right, and there we go. I have these switches soldered on. Just like that. I've twisted them up a little bit now. I think it's time to get the motherboard inside the case. So as you can see, I've already screwed everything up. Only thing I might do now is just grab some electrical tape and run it over this. Just in case, I don't think it will, I'm not sure, but the bottom of this board does come quite close to it, so it's always good to protect it. Just put it over like that, that should stop anything happening to that. And there we go, that is perfect. Just like that, I don't think this bit will matter too much. They are quite flat. Yeah, I don't think that's going to touch, so I'm going to leave that as that. Now, I think the last thing we need to do before we put this motherboard in there, I've already removed it, but this little selector switch that used to roll around, that is now somewhere. Yeah, I've kept it all in here. Okay, so all these tiny little parts are going to be the new buttons, and this one's the old one. So we're going to be taking this metal axle rod thing out of it, as that will be reused. I don't know what the easiest way to do that would be. Might just be able to pull it out. If not, then heating it up should loosen it. Oh, that's in there. Oh, I got it out. Yeah. There we go. Got that out. Now with the new buttons, I believe goes in like that. I think it goes all the way in. I think I'm going to try here. I'm not going to melt it, I'm just going to warm the plastic up. I'm literally holding it above it, weigh about 4 or 5 centimeters from it. That might be enough. There we go. That's in there. I think that's how it's supposed to be. Okay, so with this little select button mod, what we've got going on is I've actually taken off that little spacer, this tiny little thing, because it works without it for some reason. The print file says you've got to print it for it, but it actually works perfectly fine without. So I've put the rod in there, as you can see through there, the rod is in there, that's holding that. Now basically, let me remove this. With this little bit here, this is like a rolling switch. It's like a rolling click button. So it's like it's like similar to a hinge, like that. So to stop this from moving around, I thought the best thing to use is a 1.75mm piece of filament. This is some black PLA plus, I'm pretty sure. Just inserting that into there, just like that, and then we will trim that later on. But what we got to do is this bottom bit here, you see that bottom bracket, the pink bracket, that has to be glued down perfectly in place, because if it's offset by even just a tiny bit of it's unaligned, and it's gonna cause some issues. The case might not be able to go back on, this may not be able to spin freely, the button may be off center, so we got to make sure it's lined up as straight as we could get. See that, even that right there would be off, and then that right there is perfect. Where the glue is on, line that up. That's it, it's pretty lined up to me, so I'm going to hold that on. And I think that, I don't know how well you can see that on camera, because unfortunately I was zoomed in a little bit too much, but that looks pretty straight to me. Click works nicely, the roller works nicely. But what I was doing, I was using that white line there as a little guide. It's off by about 1/2 mil, but I was mainly using those obviously and looking at this bit to see if this was dead straight, and it looks pretty damn perfect. So for these switches, what I found out is that these 3D print file, the actual 3D print said too small. The hole is too small. So for example, it's going to go in this way. It doesn't even fit in there, it does not fit in. So how I got it to work, and it's actually now fits really well in there. As you can see, that is not moving. So all I did, as you can see on that edge there, I got a little blade like this, I flipped it over, and I kind of rounded out this rectangular shape here. I rounded it out, and then I used this small circular file and just shaved some of the edges off until it fits. Okay, so I've shaved some of the bits off, make it slightly rounder. See if that fits. Yeah, I think that's far off. There we go, yeah, that fits. Luckily, these switches come with these little these little thingamajigs. Screw those on. Nice and tight, and that is not moving. Perfect. Let's try to get this into the case now. Alright, where is the power button gone? I found it. So I've just peeled the backlighting off the original screen, and I might be able to repurpose this, because this will just add more LED to it. Thinking possibly putting it there if it works. That fits, and then this original plug, if it reaches, gets plugged back into there by backlighting. Not sure if that worked, but we'll try that out. Okay, so everything is screwed in now. So the next thing that we're gonna do is the LED lights, this and possibly the other backlight from the original screen. I've already showed you these are the Pavo series Cob LED strip. I got it in white, and the reason why I got it in white is because I feel when it shines through the pink, it's gonna look like a pinkish kind of purple color, and I think it's gonna be really cool. So hopefully that is the case. Comes with this, but we don't need that. We just need the strip. And what we're going to be doing is measuring all the way around where we're going to have it. Right there, and we're going to cut it right by that line. The line you can see right here. I think we're going to cut it about there. Okay, so earlier I said this little cable that came in the pack of the LED strip is going to be useless, but actually just thinking of it, I can use the wires out of this to wire up the LED strip to the PCB. So what I will do is take these little pins up. In fact, I could, no, I'll just cut it. There we go. So these are the two wires that are going to be used. The two pads that we're going to want to solder to are all the way down at the bottom here. So here we got a 5 volt and we got a ground. So these two tiny little pins, two tiny little pads, sorry, that's what we're going to be soldering to. So that's going to be a challenge, just because of how small it is. Now you might be wondering where the hell we would solder these wires to on this little thing, but if you didn't know, there's little pads all the way through this strip on the bottom underneath the sticky tape. So if I just measure it up, I think what, around here, yeah, this little strip here. Peel this off, and there we go. It still has the sticky tape to it, so rather than just melting it when we solder onto these pads, I'm just going to scrape this off. So there we are, we've exposed some of the pads, and at the top we have 5 volt and at the bottom we have ground. Right, and here we go. I've just finished soldering these wires on. Now, I will be doing a little bit more of a difficult bit, and that's tinning these two tiny little circles right here. And then soldering it on, which is going to be terrifying because they're so small. If we get solder anywhere else, then it's not good. Alright, so there we go. I got those two tinned up. I used some more flux, so that's definitely going to have to be wiped up with some isopropyl alcohol after I've wired this up, but that's not a problem. So now the scary part is going to be actually soldering these wires to the board. There we go, that's actually perfect. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. This came out clean. Nice joints, so I'm going to get these cleaned up, get the flux washed off, wiped off. And now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to start from the top section. So if we peel the backing off of this bit, and that is all stuck. That's all stuck. The only thing I may have slightly messed up on is that there's a bit of a gap compared to this side, where we would theoretically want them the same. I tried to leave it more, but for some reason it must have still cut it short by a few centimeters. But to be honest, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm just sticking it all around. But now that is all on, it's all soldered up. I just want to make sure the actual back of the controller fits on fine. Yeah, I don't see any problems there. Everything's fitting up fine at both sides. And the last piece, the screen cover. Yeah, look at that, it looks awesome. Oh, I love that. That is cool. That is nice. Yeah, look at that. I'm loving this. Only thing I will be changing is the front shell, because I did mess up in a few places when I was trying to create this little slot. Even the slot isn't, the slot itself isn't too bad. Slot itself isn't too bad, just around it I kept scuffing it with the Dremel, which I'd definitely be trying to get a bit of a better tool. This works cool. The last thing we can do is plug the batteries in and see if everything turns on. If anything blows up. Whoa. Yeah, look at that, that looks sick. That looks nice, the colour looks nice. The pink is a much lighter pink than I thought it would be, which I'm not even surprised, so I was kind of being daft. Of course the white is going to make the pink look a lot lighter. I was hoping it would be more purple, but not in that case, but never mind. The backlighting, I like this, this looks awesome. Yeah, I like this idea. I'm glad I put that there. That looks really cool. One thing I noticed, that works, but this doesn't. Is that just the LED? I'm not sure. Anyway, obviously I got to install the correct firmware for it to run this screen. But to do that, I need to somehow do that, because I don't actually physically know how to do that. I've never flashed any other firmware to this really. All I do know is that I need the other screen, but I've just taken it apart. Wait a minute, that's not good. Oh, that's not good. I need that. I need this. Wait, is that going to be savable? I just completely tore it off. Now we have to flash firmware to this. Luckily this little screen's perfectly fine without the backlight. To be honest, I know it would be, I was just a little bit worried about that. It's all good. So what we're going to want to do is we want to head over to this GitHub by Dong Quan Yi. This is for the OLED screen mods, and in this little blog I've been using to kind of follow along, plus do my own little things here and there, it specifically says that you need to use the OLED Pocket 2112.bin file. And if you click on this, this takes you to this page right here, and it only has 2113s all down here. Now you don't want to get mistaken and just get the OLED Pocket 2113, because that's not specifically for this build. With this build, with these specific pieces of hardware I've used, I'm going to go to older versions, and I believe it's Edge TX 2.11, and yeah, there we go. This is the one we want. OLED Pocket 2112.bin. This isn't like an outdated version or anything. Last update was 10 months ago. I'm pretty sure it was a bug fix. So they're just two different firmware versions for specific builds. So this is the one we want. I've already downloaded it right here. Now what we're going to want to do on this is we're going to want to flip it over so we can access the front. And now what we're going to want to do is hold both of these trim sticks in whilst turning on the power. And that should put it in boot mode. Yeah, that's put it in boot mode, yeah. So we can write firmware, exit, or plug a USB cable. So what we're going to be doing is plugging in the USB cable into the top, and that then should on the PC come up with it should come up with the SD card, because for some reason that wasn't working. There we go. Now here we are. So this is inside of the SD card on the controller. So we want to go into firmware. We got all these different bin files. Now we want to come over to where we downloaded the OLED Pocket firmware, the bin file right here. We just want to drag and drop this into here, and that is it. That's literally it. That's all you need to do here, and then safely just eject out of this, and that's that done. Can GPS on. Disconnect the USB. I'm going to turn the controller off. Now what you want to do is you want to actually, this is where you want to boot into the bootloader. So hold these two in, hold that, and that should have done it. So flip it over. And here we go. I don't know how well you can see the screen. So here where we got write firmware. I'm assuming, I've never done this before. When I go into that, and at the bottom, there it is. So you want to open this, hold enter to start. There we go. Now it's writing the firmware. Hopefully this all writes. There we go. Yeah, perfect. So now you just want to exit that, and that shuts everything off. Now we want to unplug the original screen and plug the OLED in. So for this bit, you're going to get your pretty pink tweezers. Now the easy-ish bit is lifting out this, pulling the old screen out, gently, very, very gently plugging the new one in. You want to be very careful with these because they're fragile as hell. Just slide that in, push that down, And that is fully attached now. Flip this up. Oh mate, look at that. This is pure reaction right here. First time seeing this. This is sick. Look at the refresh rate in the camera. It's not like that in real life. That's just the refresh rate of the screen in the camera. I think it's a mismatch. I don't understand it. But look at that. That is sick. I love this thing. Oh man. So I feel like this thing has turned out amazing. I've been using it for about 2 weeks now, and I haven't finished making this video. I've only just finished actually recording this section, but I'm in love with this thing. I mean, just look at it. The added LED strips look incredible. The gimbals, the CNC metal gimbals. The screen, dude, look at the screen. It looks so crazy on camera. But I absolutely think I smashed this thing. Other than that little mess up on the plastic of the case right there, I'll be sorting that out soon. I could just get another shell and just cut another slot out. But if you have a stock Radiomaster pocket, I highly recommend doing this. This mod actually turned out to be really cheap, and that's amazing. And just because it's cheap doesn't mean it isn't gonna look fantastic. That looks insane. I love it. I love the switches. And the backlighting mod I've done. Oh, it's so sick. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this little build video just as much as I did building this thing. It was so fun. Absolutely love using this thing. It's awesome to have a little even a rip in the simulator with this thing. Just turn all the lights off in my room and just have this glow up my entire room. It looks so good. Anyway, you'll be definitely seeing this controller in my future videos because I'm going to be using this a lot now. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like. If you ever do this type of mod, follow my tutorial, follow anyone else's tutorial, please tag me in Instagram, on TikTok, it doesn't matter. I want to see your builds. Anyway, that's going to be it. So I'll catch you in the next one.